Have you ever had that experience in manifesting when you are doing everything right? You're visualizing, you're scripting, you're tapping, you're meditating, you're doing all the things, but nothing is happening? Honestly, we've all had that experience. Otherwise, everyone would have everything they want, right? Like, we've all had that time, and I guarantee there is some place in your life where you're still holding on to it. Even if everything else is falling into place, there is that one area of your life where it's just not falling into place yet. So if you are putting in all the work, or at least you think you are, but it's still not happening, you're blocking your manifesting, right? Like, of course you are. Today I'm going to break down the 5 main manifesting red flags. I guarantee at least one of them is something you're experiencing, and I'm going to help you break it down and figure out what it is you can do to help yourself fix that problem. Now, I've also created a free workbook to go along with this video to help you process each of the things and put a plan together. So you can go ahead and link below now and grab that for yourself. I've also included in it a checklist for your alignment to your dream. Yeah, it's going to help you a lot. So go ahead, grab that now, and let's get into this. Welcome. If you're new to my channel, my name's Laura. I have been a yoga educator and life coach for over 30 years, and I do something a little unique in that I combine yoga and life coaching into my programs to help you transform even faster. Because with yoga, you get to transform on all levels, right? Physically, mentally, emotionally, energetically. So powerful. And I've been teaching concepts around law of attraction and manifesting for almost 20 years now. Now, I want to preface this video by saying I have done all of these things. You have probably done all of these things, and I guarantee you're going to do them again, because realize that we will always have new layers to uncover. Okay, there's always going to be that next layer. We're like onions, right? We're constantly pulling away layers, but realize those layers never stop. I'm telling you this not to make you feel frustrated, but to realize that there's always going to be that next layer with manifesting. It's about living your authentic, true self, honoring that authentic, true self. And that takes taking off layers. And once you get a layer off, there's going to be another one for you to work on in order to manifest an even better and better and better and better and better life. Okay, so let that be a little bit of inspiration, and encourage you to save the video because you might want to refer to it again when you're feeling stuck yet again, because it's going to happen, and that's okay. Like, that is the point of this work. So what we're going to do is go through all 5. The 5th one is probably the most, I'm going to say the most profound one. It's actually the one I just recently shifted another layer around, so I will share that story when we get to it. And I encourage you to really think about each one and think of how they have shown up in your life in the past, because you've probably worked through some of them. And the 1 or 2 that is really showing up in your life right now, and I would love if you comment below and let me know which one you find yourself most challenged with right now. So I'm going to go through each one of these relatively quickly, and just to get you started on them. And if there's anything where you feel like you need a little bit more information around, let me know and I can do a video around it. All right, red flag number 1, and that is you're manifesting from lack, not from abundance. This one is a little bit tricky, but don't worry, I've got 3 solutions for you. So this one is when we're focused on, I don't have enough money. I don't have the love in my life. I don't have the health I want. Whatever it is, you're focused on the fact that you don't have it. And of course you are, because you don't have it and you want it. So you're very aware of not having it. And it's hard not to focus on that, right? But here's the thing. That's what the universe hears, sees, and responds to, okay? It's going to give you more not having, more wishing you had some of it, whatever it is, right? So how do you fix that? How do you shift from the feeling of I don't have it to the feeling of I have it, and you're manifesting from a place of abundance when you don't have it? Well, I have 3 suggestions for you, and all 3 are ones that I recommend doing, but You start with number 1 because it'll make it easier to go into number 2, which will make it easier to go into number 3. Okay? So the first thing you want to do is to start feeling more grateful for the things that you do have in your life. So if you want money and you don't have money, start feeling more grateful and really focusing on the love you have with your spouse or all of your great friends or the fact that you have a job that you enjoy or you have a job that gives you benefits, right? Like find those things you can be really grateful for. Like, I do have this. I love having this. That feeling begins to trickle out. And you know, when you don't have something that you really, really want, whatever that is, it's hard not to think about that, right? Like just fixating on, I don't have money, I don't have money, I don't have money, I don't have love, I don't have love, I don't have love. So when you start to say, okay, you know, I'm really excited that I have this, and I have this, and I have this, your mind begins to expand beyond that tunnel vision of I don't have. And you begin to appreciate what you do have. And you're shifting your energy to having, not lacking, right? And it's a relatively easy thing to be appreciating because you do have those things. Okay, now the second level of appreciation you want to cultivate is to find the things that you do have in the area where you want to manifest. So let's say you want to manifest money. You want to manifest traveling money, but you don't have that yet. You do have $5 in your pocket for coffee today. Who are we kidding? You have $10 in your pocket for a cup of coffee today. You have enough money in your account to pay your rent. You have enough money to buy groceries. You have groceries in your refrigerator, in your cupboard. You've got food right now. Like finding where you do have a little bit of what it is you really want. Maybe you want the love of your life and you don't, but you have a lot of friends or you have a lot of love in your family. Find where you do have a little bit of what it is you're looking for, right? Maybe it's health and you've got some sort of illness that's really challenging for you, but you've got a brain that still functions fully, or you have legs that help you walk around. You see, you're like finding what you do have in that area. Okay, once you've done that, you're ready for number 3, and that is to start appreciating what it is you really want. So if you are a true student of the law of attraction and you do follow all of the quantum science aspects of this, then you know what it is that you want is there already waiting for you. You just have to meet it with the right vibration. So if you see it as behind a door, it's just waiting for me and I need to open the door. And you open the door by feeling like you already have it, that you've already received it. That's the next level of appreciation, of stepping into that space of living from, I've already got it. A great analogy is to think you've won the lottery, but it's a Friday and you can't get to the money until Monday. But you know it's coming, right? You know that money is coming and it is waiting for you to plop it into your bank. The banks are just closed right now. The lottery office is closed right now and they can't get you the money. But you know it's coming. And that's the feeling, that third level of manifesting from abundance that you want to cultivate. I've got this, it's coming. It is right at that next stage for me, right? And I'm so excited. Don't have it yet, but I know it's coming. Here's your affirmation or mantra, so to speak, for this one. I am so grateful for the abundance already flowing into my life and the abundance I know is coming. And that can be abundance of money, love, health, whatever it is that you were looking for. So for your assignment for this one, I want you to reframe one of your desires into a gratitude statement as if it's already happening. I am so grateful for all of this money flowing into my life. I'm so grateful for having the love in my life. Red flag number 2 is you're over attached to the outcome. Oh, this is such a big one for me. I'm always going, is it here yet? Is it here yet? Is it here yet? Is it here yet? Constantly. I'm one of those people who bakes cookies and I'm constantly looking in there to see if they're done, even though the timer has not gone off, right? They still have to bake fully. And what this does is it sows resistance, okay? You're not trusting that you've placed the order correctly, the universe is responding. It sows doubt. So what do you need to fix it? Well, you need to start seeing your manifestation as planting a seed, and you're waiting for it to blossom, and you're doing all the things to cultivate your seed. You know, you're watering it, you're giving it sun, you're doing all the things that need to happen, but you're not pulling it out, right? Like you're letting it manifest. You're letting it take root and grow. And we water our manifestations by working on keeping our vibe up, feeling in a good space, being in a state of gratitude, and most importantly, feeling like we've already received it, right? Being that person who is already sitting in that which we are working on cultivating and manifesting for ourselves. So your affirmation or your mantra for this step is, I trust that what's meant for me is already on its way. Doesn't that feel good? I trust it's on its way, right? It's just behind that door and I'm getting into a space where I can open the door. It's here. I'm so excited. Now, just so you know, I have all of the mantras and assignments for each of these ones, your homework, so to speak, in the workbook. So you don't need to write these down if you don't want to. Just go ahead and grab that workbook. Okay, your homework for this one is write down one thing you've been obsessing over. You can do more than one if you want. Probably have more than one, right? And I want you to write down and just contemplate, how can I shift into trust today? You know, can I appreciate it a little bit more, appreciate things around it, go back to number one that we talked about? Can I write my affirmation, repeat it several times? Do I need to distract and go do something really fun that I just love to do so I'm not thinking about it anymore? Figure out what you can do to shift into trust. Red flag number 3 is your actions don't match your desires. Okay, stick with me on this one, because you are someplace on this action spectrum. You're either closer to someone who just sits on the couch and waits for the universe to deliver, or you're on the other side where you're always doing something, taking action all the time, taking action all the time, taking action because you need to be doing something, I should be doing something. But none of it is action that's actually moving you toward your desire. It's just distracting you. And we need to be in the middle, where we do a little bit of what I call right action. I borrow from Buddhism here. And that is action that actually moves you toward your dream. And then you stop and rest and let yourself receive. And then you take an inspired action. And then you stop and rest, right? You can't do nothing. If you want to be a best-selling author, you got to actually write the book. And you can't keep yourself busy all the time doing all of this busy work that isn't actually moving you toward your dream. This is me. This is my husband. We're working on getting into that middle ground. We both know it, you know, so we're using each other's energy to help us work on getting more into the middle ground, right? Where we take inspired action, that action that really feels like it's coming from deep inside of us or outside of us, so to speak, and moves us closer to what it is that we really want. So here's what I want you to do. This isn't a mantra so much as an embodiment, if you will, is to ask yourself, if I already had what I want, how would I be acting today? What would I be doing, right? Like, how would I be showing up? And I'm telling you, you get into that space and you start to realize, you know, I would take this action or that action. And it might be toward your dream, like a specific action takes you to your dream, or an action that keeps you in an inspired space. So for example, I know when I'm in a better space, I do more yoga, I do more meditating, I do less distraction TV watching. That's my drug of choice. Binging TV shows on Netflix and just getting myself out of my head, right? But numbing out. And I know when I'm in an inspired space, I'm doing more of those things that help me stay in an inspired space and less of the things that distract me. Okay? So, your question, if I already had what I want, how would I be acting today? And what I want you to do is think about one area of your life, that one thing right now that you want to build yourself toward, right? And I want you to think, what do I need to do to either feel more inspired around it to take action, or if I already do, what is one action I can take today that takes me closer to that dream? All right, we are on red flag number 4, and this one is your energy is out of alignment, meaning you're feeling stressed, anxious, full of doubt. Overthinking also falls into this one. And here's the thing, that's what the universe responds to. And this feeling of stress, anxiety, it shrinks our energy. Okay, manifesting is all about expansion. It's all about, yeah, I love my life, I'm ready for more, like bring it, I'm big enough to handle it. Energetically, my energy is huge, and stress shrinks us right down to size. The energy of receiving, of inviting your dream in, is big. It's not small. So here is where yoga comes in so handy, right? Like this is just so powerful, because simply breathing, in fact, right now, just take a deep breath in, feel yourself expand, and as you exhale, relax. You already feel bigger. It's so powerful to be able to work on all levels of our being, right? Now, there's actually a couple of other yoga practices I definitely recommend. There's a stand tall and a warrior series, how to do your warrior poses that really help you feel big. That's what warrior is all about. Warrior poses are all about expansion and just feeling really big so that you have strength over your fears. That's the warrior energy. It's being dominant over your fears. So I will link below to those videos. They're right here on the channel, so you can go check those out. So anything that helps you expand and feel bigger is going to help you shift out of that limiting space. This is one of those things that's great to tap into yoga, because it's so easy to overthink this. You're already overthinking. It's like, what do I need to do? And you start to overthink. So here's what I want you to do. I want you to think about all the things you do that help you feel bigger, that help you feel better. It could be a particular friend that you talk to who just always fills you up. It could be a TV show you watch. TV shows can be good. I'm telling you, Queer Eye pulls me out of my limiting beliefs so fast. It's unbelievable. I savor those episodes, especially when a new season comes out. It could be an inspirational book that you read. I love Wayne Dyer. Anything Wayne Dyer just helps pull me out of that space. It's just so powerful. It could be yoga. Flow series is great for this. And actually, by the time I release this, I will have released a morning manifesting series that is really powerful. So I will link below to that one too. It's just a few minutes. It's so quick. I do this one every morning. And that's why I wanted to share it. Think about all the things you do that help you feel better, because you want to create a list of the things you can tap into. When you catch yourself stressing, doubting, overthinking, tap into these things. Tap into that which helps you feel so good that you can't help but take that next step. I mean, seriously, if you're here, you're feeling kind of low, and that thing you do makes you go to here, a huge deal. Because every time you go up a little further, then you can go even, you're starting to change the momentum from down to up, right? It is so powerful. So create your list and then do something. Do something off your list. We are now on red flag number 5. This one is insidious. I'm telling you, it's in there. It affects everybody, and you're never going to get past where you are until you can work on these. And that is, you're holding on to old stories and limiting beliefs. Now, here's the thing. I'm going to share my story in a moment, because this is something I'm actually currently working through. I'm at the back end of it, but it's still in there a little bit. But I don't really have examples of this because it's so subconscious, you probably aren't aware it's in there. But here's how you know you've got a limiting belief, is if you have not manifested something that you really want, and all the red flags we've gone through, you're like, you still aren't moving forward. Like those others don't really fit. It's like, I don't think so. Trust me, there's a limiting belief in there. We all have limiting beliefs, okay? Now, beliefs, just so you know, are merely opinions you've held for a very long time, okay? We've got tens of thousands of beliefs, if not more. We have so many beliefs built in there. You have a belief about what the best day of the week is. You have a belief about the worst day of the week. You have a belief about whether chocolate is good for you, whether wine is good or bad for you. We have so many beliefs, okay? Some are wonderful. You may believe you're a kind person. You may believe you're destined to do something wonderful. Those are great supportive beliefs. But we also have limiting ones. And these are the ones that were probably placed into our consciousness, into our psyche, before, I think it's the age of 12. You read different things in different places and can be 8 years old. Opinions about yourself that were placed there by someone else, someone that you really held in high esteem. And you either heard that message a gajillion times or sometimes only once, but that person was so important to you, it lodged in there. It is part of your programming. Now, I could do a whole nother video on this. I do have a yoga video, I believe. I will look for it and link below on moving through beliefs to help you out with this a little bit. Just realize that limiting beliefs are almost always mired in not believing you are worthy of success, money, love. Okay, those are the biggies. And again, it's because a message was lodged. So let me share my story with you. I'm kind of smiling because it's a little sheepish, but here it goes. I'm going to share it with you anyway. Hopefully it'll help. So I was the youngest in my family. I am the youngest in the family by many years. And my brother and sister are actually very close in age. So they were, if they weren't, they were friends, right? Not really close friends, but they were friendly with each other. My sister dated some of my brother's friends, that kind of thing. And I was the pesky younger sister, always wanting to be connected to them and doing things with them. And I was needing affirmation from them, right? And support. And I was just the pesky younger sister who always told on them. I was a total narc, not gonna lie. And I craved being included. And it's not like they were cruel to me at all. And it's funny because the effect it had on me, like the imprint on me and what I've done in this world and how it has held me back, you would think it was this huge trauma. But I do believe we're all born into this world with certain lessons to learn, and mine was standing on my own 2 feet and not worrying about what other people think, and at the same time feeling I'm worthy of love and affection and all of those things, right? I'm worthy of being a part of the group I want to be a part of. It wasn't like I was in a family with a lot of trauma. I was raised very beaver cleaverish. If you're of a certain age, you know what I'm talking about. But this affected me profoundly. And I've had to work through talking to my little Laura and giving her love and telling her she's worthy, because I did not feel worthy. And it affected me into adulthood, and it was keeping me from stepping into what I know I am capable of. Now, here's the thing. We all have those stories. Everybody. Every single person. And I wanted to share this story because it's not something I'm particularly proud of, but you usually aren't. Maybe even never. Like, limiting beliefs are embarrassing. They're like, oh my God, I'm letting that affect me? This is horrible, right? And so I want to give you permission to look inside. Like, whatever it is you have in your life that you don't want and you've been wanting to manifest and shift it, and you've done all the things it feels like, and still not happening, this is where you want to look, okay? Go back into probably your childhood. Is probably between 5 and 12 years old that you heard a message that said, sorry, you can't have that for whatever reason, okay? Mine was specifically about my voice and feeling like people wanted to hear me because I was chatty Cathy, and my brother and sister are both very quiet and introverted, and they were constantly being embarrassed by me. It's like, shh, stop, shh. And my work is all about getting my voice out there, right? And talking. And so I was being silenced. And again, they weren't trying to hurt me, and it wasn't anything dramatic, but it fed right into what I needed to be working on in this lifetime anyway, stepping into my voice and stepping into, I've got this. You have similar stories. So I want to give you permission to look inside and go back to your childhood. Is there something a coach said, or your parents said, or a beloved teacher that said to you that might have affected how you are still showing up in the world? So for your homework, I want you to explore the journal around it, where you are now and how that might be reflected in how you were raised and what you were told. And you may find there's this one time you're like, wow, that did it. More likely there are layers and layers and layers of this. Usually this area has layers of beliefs, and every one you peel away will make you feel better. You're going to be like, oh God, that feels great. And then you'll be ready to peel another layer away. And each time you peel away a layer, a little bit more of the things you were working on manifesting are going to come into your life. It's so amazing how this works. Along with this, I want you to create an affirmation that counters the limiting belief. So for me, it was, shh, that was the limiting belief. You should not be talking. My affirmation is, my voice is golden. And I'm telling you, when I say it, I get goosebumps. My voice is golden. And if you're not quite ready for that, if your affirmation is like, yeah, but it's not, which is where I would have started. I've already worked on this a lot. Then you start with something easier. Maybe it's something a little oblique, like my voice is pretty. I like my voice. I can speak up sometimes. You see what I mean? They're like, not quite my voice is golden, but they're helping you get closer, because your affirmations need to be things you believe. Okay, you can't go to the other end of the spectrum. I don't have any money I've won the lottery, I have $100 million, because it's so separate from where you are now that it won't feel like you. You have to resonate with it. If you want a video on affirmations, I've got so much to say around affirmations to make them more powerful. They have to resonate in your body. So you need to find that one that's just a little bit further than where you are, where you can embody it and begin to believe it. And then you go a little further and a little further. I am now where I can say my voice is golden. Damn it. All right, that is all 5 of the red flags. And I will say, I've been teaching manifesting, like I said, for, 15, 20 years now. And I couldn't think of another red flag. All the people I've worked with and myself, all of their blocks came down to these 5. Now, if you can think of another one, please let me know, comment below. I would love to hear it, because I would love to make this even bigger to help my students even more. What I'd love for you to do is grab your workbook. I'm actually going to be doing a challenge very soon to help you break through your limiting beliefs. So I don't want you to miss it. So if you grab the workbook, you will be on the mailing list in order to get the announcements for that. So if you haven't grabbed the workbook, grab it. Get yourself started, work yourself through it. Let me know if you have any questions. Your dream is important. You are meant to live an extraordinary life, a life that's full of purpose, vibrantly joyful, and fulfilling for you. And I would love to help you take those next steps to live it, because life is meant to be extraordinary. Thanks for joining me, and we'll see you in the